Ahoj, ahoj, vítej, jak se máš? Doufám, že dobře.
Все добре, díky.
Dneska je tu Ken je z Ameriky a má pro tebe spoustu tipů, jak se naučit mluvit česky rychle. But we will have today's interview in English because Ken is a beginner. He's at the beginner level. However, he has already learned another Slavic languages and he will give you the shortcut to learn Czech. Maybe you're learning Czech also as the first, as many of slowczech followers, as a first foreign language that you are very serious about. So, in order for you, it doesn't, so that it doesn't take 5 years, we have Ken here. He is also teaching others or speaking about how to learn languages. And he loves slowczech approach. So I'm very happy that Ken accepted to be here with me today and give you tips and shortcuts how to learn Czech fast. So my first question would be, if you were to start learning Czech today, or if you were, as you are, at the beginner level, what would you do differently compared to the traditional learning? Because you did some traditional learning and you told me before we started the interview, it's not working. So what would you change?
The for me the best thing is to find content that you like consuming, and to me language learning needs to be fun, and when we think about how we may have learned it in school, especially those of us who are older, grammar, formal structure, and that's fine for some people, but these days we can learn from living material, and um, to me that's the most important thing. And channels like slowczech has lots of videos and content, and whether it's a blog or for those that do want the traditional structure, there's some of that, but the language learning takes a lot of effort, and so you need to keep at it regularly. So if you can find things that interest you, and learn your language through your interests, you're going to be more likely to be successful, because you do need to. It needs to be a habit. So I often talk to people about language learning, and tell them it's so important to, take your hobbies, and find a way to use your hobby to consume language, so that you're not studying the language. You're just doing something that you're passionate about, and then you'll keep doing that.
I think there is often this balance that okay, we all know it should be enjoyable, right? And we all
Hmm.
know it should be connected to our hobbies, but at the same time we feel like it's language learning. We should do
Yeah,
this and learn the grammar because without the grammar we cannot actually speak or understand the language. And there is like for me the disbalance or maybe the separation that this is how it should feel, but this is how it
right.
actually is. So
Yeah.
how do you connect those that it should be enjoyable and it is enjoyable and I am actually learning?
Well, it's through our knowledge base, our hobbies, that we're going to make those connections faster. And in learning a language, you have to build up a large vocabulary, and you know the studying lists is a lot of people have shown that that's not as helpful, because it's harder to make those connections. Whereas if you're learning words that are important to you, you're gonna acquire those, and retain those faster. And then, as you have words, then you can start to make sense of the grammar. So that's why, to me, it's more important to focus on that. And
And
yeah, and you have to get over those frustrations that, the initial phase. You have to acquire, a number of words to start to make sense of that. So if you can um, um, get into a sphere of information that you're more enjoyable to you, you're gonna make more progress.
I had a question. If I get back to that, you said you need to learn words that are important to you, to your life. So, do you have some examples from your learning? How do you do that?
Uh, well, so I do a lot of passive learning. I call it passive acquisition. One of my hobbies is fitness. So I like I do Pilates, yoga, and cardio, various workouts. I get up in the morning, come down in the basement, and I work out. And so I could, you know, just be a traditional person and watch a video in English, but no, I come down and watch in a different language. So I'm bombarding my brain with these verbs and body parts because that's what they're talking about. And so if you have this routine of doing that every day, I'm not studying, but I'm learning. And the neat thing about the videos is you're getting the visual clues as to what there are. So it's not as frustrating as if you're just trying to read a text and you can't um, put these things together. So and nowadays, thanks to the technology, you can go back and pull up the transcript from the YouTube video and study that if you want to. The app that I use called Link LINGQ, and you can just import text and audio, and then you can manipulate
Mhm.
uh, you can practice the words that are unknown, look those up. But so that's a way, just and there's pretty much a video channel for every hobby out there. So whatever your passion is, you use that as a way to, like I said, initially it's passive, but as you increase in your level, you'll engage and be able to understand more. And to me, that's a much more fun way to um, learn
But this is what
27
we,
grammar rules.
yeah. But this is what we need at the beginning. Would you agree that first, so I need to listen a lot, acquire, we call it
Yep.
acquiring the language, you get the input a lot. But
Hmm.
you're in, so imagine I am starting to learn Czech. I want to talk
Yep.
to my mother-in-law or my in-laws, who are,
Yep.
in-laws of my partner, but they are not interested in fitness vocabulary. But I
Right.
love fitness vocabulary. But what will this do to me? I will start learning the vocabulary and the language that is important to me, and I
Hmm.
will be more confident then. I will feel like I'm learning this language somehow. I'm understanding somehow, even though I cannot speak about bench press or stuff to my
Right.
mother-in-law,
Right.
right? And then the second phase is talking or learning vocabulary related to them. Would you?
Yeah, you have to listen. Listening is so important. Even though you're not learning vocabulary related to what you want to talk about, it's hearing those sounds. I remember that when I was learning Ukrainian, one of the things they do is in yoga is you put your um, knees to your chest, and I kept thinking. They were saying Dobry Den, but it was no to the chest, which to me sounded similar. But eventually it by
Uh-huh.
listening enough, so yeah, the point is that yeah, you just need to do lots of listening because the sounds are unfamiliar, and each language has sounds that are unfamiliar to us, and we have to make those connections. And there's actually I was listening to one of your podcasts this morning about some of the difficult sounds in Czech, and they're um, uh, the,
In one
you
of
compare them to English, but they're different, and so you have to hear those enough to be comfortable
Mhm.
producing them.
Yeah, it's different sounds, different melody. In one of the previous workshops, I think it was in the immersion program, we were talking about this. That one of the learners said, for me, Czech is like, and I don't know where the words start and finish. And
Hmm.
this is what you need, right? You need to
Right.
listen to the language enough so that you're capable of differentiating where the words start, what they are, what the melody, what the accent is, how the language
Yep.
sound, and then how you can produce it later.
Yeah, and with subtitles, you can listen and see it at the same time, and it help to uh, break that up. So yeah, so many people talk about the importance of listening, and that's why you find some short videos of content that interests you, and um, that will keep you engaged. Not everybody has a long attention span, so find
Mhm.
some things that are interesting and
But
yeah,
you are able to understand it somehow.
yeah, yeah.
You cannot listen to the native speakers in the radio and like think,
Yeah,
if I do it for 6 months, I will learn Czech.
it depends on how much time you put in, and some people learn faster than others, but yeah, patient. Yeah, you have to be patient with yourself and tell yourself you can do it. I think we do disservice by telling, these channels that say you can learn a language in 3 months. Well, maybe some people can if they're just all in, but normal people, yeah, be easy on yourself and tell yourself you can do it, but it's going to take time.
And we mentioned it also before the interview that you need to believe what you are working on and you need to believe that you can learn Czech. Because
Yeah,
if you don't, you will not be
right.
able to learn the language. So the first maybe core and first core part of your strategy, let's say, should be I believe I can speak Czech and I know that I
Hmm.
will,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. Yep. Many people do, and so yeah, and you think how many people are in Czech live in Czech Republic?
10 million or
10
11.
million. So if 10 million people can learn Czech, you know, I can too.
Yes, it's nice.
Right.
I have last question related to what you've mentioned already, the frustration.
Yep.
Because often we are frustrated that either it's not fast enough or it's too hard or there are too many complex things and it's complex grammar and I don't understand them even though I'm trying to ask 10 times like please repeat, say it slowly and then I still don't understand so then I give up. So do you have any tips that work for you when you get frustrated or how to overcome this
Ooh,
moment?
yeah. Um, yeah, I I get frustrated and but I just keep going. I just I've learned taken languages lessons and gotten really frustrated, and sometimes people are pointing out all your faults, and I just you feel like, oh, I put in all this time and I'm not making progress. But then you step back and look, well, here's where I started. Look what I can do now. I can understand so much content.
Mhm.
Even though maybe my production isn't perfect, but I can understand. And to me, my goal is always comprehension. I want to, it's more important to understand than to produce the language perfectly, because that's takes on that another level. And so yeah, I just I guess the big thing is just knowing that we have good days and bad days, and we do get frustrated in that in other parts of our life. So it's not unique to language learning, but it is hard. But just keep your eyes set on the
Mhm.
goal, and um,
And
get a
be
good night's
kind
rest
to
and
yourself,
be
right?
kind to
Be
yourself.
kind
Oh,
to
yes.
yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to read what you have written in one of
Okay.
the best emails to me. I am not super frustrated with Czech grammar because I know that I probably won't ever really master it. Grammar doesn't stop me from communicating with other people. As an American, I'm not expected to know the grammar well, so that works my advantage. And I think it's for all the foreigners in the Czech
Yeah,
Republic. You are not a native, so
right.
be kind to yourself. You're not expected to have perfect grammar.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've uh, found that um, uh, people are so supportive of learning Ukrainian. They just and when you speak it fairly well, they're just blown away, and so they'll forgive you of they because they say a lot of native speakers make mistakes in the cases. So that's
Mhm.
another thing to keep in mind that yeah. So it's yeah, the uh, Ukrainian has 7 cases. Czech has do you have 6 or 7 as well?
Same.
Yeah, and so when you're a native English speaker, we just don't. It's very hard to adapt to that. But
But even
over.
in the like for us for natives, I have a nice example that we have different cases following
Hmm.
the same word. If you say kvůli, so because of, kvůli. So in Moravia you will say kvůli babičky, you will use genitive. But in
Yeah.
the Bohemia you will say kvůli babičce, you will use dative. So even in the Czech Republic it's
Right.
different.
Make up your mind, people.
Yeah. So the most important is to be able to understand, because
Yeah.
then you are able to speak, because this is what you want, speak to
Mm,
people, right?
right. And there's great joys to um,
Mhm.
uh, persistence as yeah, language learning opens up all kinds of doors that other people um, don't get to enjoy. So
And
yeah,
it
it's
will open even more doors at polyglot gatherings. We will
uh,
meet. If you want to meet Ken, he will be at
yeah.
polyglot gathering in Brno. It's, I think, July, May, July.
It's in the last week of May into the
Mhm.
first of June. So it's coming up. Yeah.
Ah, soon. And I will be there too, and Sharka from our team too, so we can meet.
Super.
Amazing, amazing. And maybe one last thing for our followers. If you are curious, I have very great news for you. The newest free audio mini course or mini series about how to build your grammar and vocabulary, but in a way that gets you speaking finally. So you can get the link under the video and on the website. I think you will love it. I love this mini course. And I would love to poděkovat. Chci poděkovat Kenovi. I would love to thank you all for accepting recording this video full of tips, sharing
Great
your
pleasure.
own struggles and how to learn
Yeah.
the language that is important for you, that you want to use to speak to others and open the door
Thank you so much. Yeah, I've
to
been
experience.
enjoying your channel. A lot of great videos, and I know that yeah, in just a couple months you can see progress, and we'll keep doing it because uh, you just don't know what fun things lie behind those closed doors, and they're starting to open. So yeah,
That's a nice thought to end up with. Finish the video with. And we will continue, don't worry. Tak moc děkuji, Ken, a měj se hezky, uč se česky. A čau.
ciao.